name of the show is The Way to Go. My name is Alan Bendich. I'm going to be your host. Tonight's guest is the guru, Max Bendich.
How are you, my darling son?
Good.
I'm fine.
You're good?
Good. I'm good. I'm fine.
I don't know. We do so many shows, right?
I know it.
And I know that your life, you've been able to work things out in your life. You don't struggle with things. I think your life is acceptance.
Yes.
Make the best of it.
Yes.
And try not to hurt anybody along the way, right?
Never.
Right. So I don't know. My life isn't as straight
I know.
as
Right.
I've dealt with my own combination of insecurities, or just the way I look at life. Everyone has their own path.
Maybe because when you're older, you're doing something slower or doing
No.
All right.
It's just the way you looked at
I'm
life.
trying to help you.
No, I don't. Well, I don't want you to make something up when you're.
But to remember.
Yes, but for you, you've always been able to, you do things. The other thing is you never regret anything. That's one thing. No regrets.
No, never.
And you always you do things to help people. And once you've helped them, it's good. And then, you help them, they go on their way, a biggesint.
Finish.
Fertig. In Yiddish, finished, over and out.
Right.
You don't expect anything. There's no quid pro quo.
No,
right?
Definitely.
And see that, and maybe in a way, that's where I lose people. And I'm being honest. That's the thing. Is I always, and I don't know, and it's such a baby thing. But I always feel like, even though they say it's better to give than to receive, I feel like in certain ways, except that I've been very lucky in many ways, but I feel in certain ways that I don't have that same happiness that you have in terms of giving.
Now listen to what you're saying. I don't believe in giving what you receive.
Right.
I do it because in my mind,
yes,
it has to be done.
Right.
Impossible things, and the most important thing about impossible, I told you that, and I tell it to you again.
What?
So that you could use that for everything.
Yes.
So a man comes in, a new person in a wheelchair.
Right.
And I kid around with him, and I talk with him, and I kid it.
Right.
In the beginning, to make it friendly. Who knows anything about it? About a week later, again, he's coming down the hallway. And I see him every now and then.
Right,
Not
near the
often,
elevator.
and I say hello, and I
Right.
remember his name. So he's coming down. I say, he says, "One moment, I want to speak to management."
Right.
And for what question does he ask it? How is this? What's wrong with the people here? I see this man only one time in my life, and he's been coming over every now and then, remembers my name, speaks to me, and everything else. And
He's the only one.
He's the only one.
I know.
What kind? Again, that's the only. Why? They can't come and talk to you.
Right.
It's up to you to do, and no one wants to do. Alan.
But again, with you, we're different people. Pop.
I know. Good.
Again, looking at your life, you were devoted. No one was more devoted son to your parents. You know that.
I know. All right.
I mean, let's be honest about it.
So let me interrupt you. I was older, Alan.
No. I mean, your brothers were only 2 years younger. I'm talking about even when you're. I'm talking when you were an adult. You'd visit your mother when she was in the hospital because she lived in a nursing home.
Right.
You were there every week. You gave them money until they passed
That's
away.
right.
Every week.
That's right.
I mean, no one does that. I mean, very few people do that. And you did it without expecting anything ever because you got everything. I think that you were just satisfied with whatever you have. You never wanted, you never expected someone to give you more than what you have.
Again, even though I'm going to tell you it's in my favor, right?
Right.
So I met this woman. I met a woman,
Right.
I mean, by accident. Two ways you can meet somebody. Either by going over and ask them to dance,
right.
And they say, all right, then you talk to them, whether it's good or bad, or you play cards. So I was a bridge player. I try to remember episode number 2 or 1 or 3.
Right.
I was a good bridge player.
Right.
We don't play. We haven't got enough people. And this lady was playing bridge with me, and not so good. But we talked, and all of a sudden I'm walking with her. Alan, it was the most unbelievable. Again, I want to just show you my up.
And this is after Mom passed away.
And what? No.
After- oh.
Oh, yes, after Mom passed away.
Right.
And I said to one of the boys, Michael, I said, what am I supposed to do? Do I hold her hand? Do I put her on? Or I walk behind? Alan, I didn't know. And finally, when I kissed her, I said, I wanted to do this in a long time. She says, I know you wanted to. Now comes the thing. I even spoke to her. Why didn't you give me encouragement? Who knew what to do? Anyway, I'll not forget about that. So, but what happened? Something happened. Forever came too soon. We broke up.
Right.
All right. I met another woman. And Alan, where was this woman? Just imagine a table, we're eating. I sit here, and she sits there. Right. Never said a word to each other. We would push a chair against each other. All of a sudden, I'm going with her, and I'm talking with her, and everything else. And she's the one who asked me one time, how is it that no one comes around, you're the only one who talks, why are you talking to me? Right. I said, first of all, 2 people are better than 1. I had to think of things.
Right.
Either you're going to be alone, but you're going to be with someone to talk to and
right.
to do this. And who knows later on what will happen.
Right.
And she's looking at me. But finally she said, you're right. So, and we went with her also, but something happened, and forever, it's over. And
so, but Dad, okay, I know these 2 loves happened after Mom passed away. Where's number 3?
now, number 3, a nice lady.
Oh, there is another 3. Oh, I didn't know that.
Wait a minute, I don't know yet. I mean, no, there must
Okay.
be. One day I'm sitting at a computer,
Right.
and this lady comes over, and she sits down, and then she thought, but she be talking, we start talking bluntly. A nice lady, different from the other 2, but a nice lady, still up to this moment.
Right.
And nothing. Alan, I don't even hold her hand. She sits, this is a computer.
Right. This
over
is a
here.
computer.
I'm
Right.
sitting usually over there.
Right.
She's over here, and we're looking at movies.
So you're both looking like this. You're looking at the computer. Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at the
Right.
at movies. Well, we're making up. I think, where do I get the movies from?
YouTube.
Wait,
Oh.
no, wait. From the New York Times,
Which movies to see, you say?
which movies to see,
Right.
or we get the posts.
Okay.
And I have maybe about that each page. I got
I know. So many movies to see.
to
right?
see,
Right.
and I got her doing it.
Right.
So every now I come in, she's already looking at a movie. I said, don't put her back. So far it's a little like this and a little.
So how long has this been going on?
Quite some time,
Wow.
but different. Alan,
Do you think
I'm
you're
a
going to
little
make the?
conservative.
Are you going to make the move?
I'm going to make the move.
When are you going to make it, Pop?
Well, whenever. It's easy.
Is the move? What's the move? Like this? No. What is the move? I mean, when do you think? What is the move, and when do you think you're going to make it?
We never are alone.
Oh.
Wait. Except when we were in the elevator.
So that's when you're going to make the move?
And I almost made a move. Alan, I almost made a move, but what happened? I put my arm around her to kiss her, and she turned her head.
Oh.
I was going to say, the heck with you, but no, Alan, I never expected that.
Why did she? Why was she
No,
shy or she's not interested?
No, I haven't got the biggest idea.
Okay. Well, Dad, there's a lot of other ladies over there.
And she knows it also.
Right.
But so far, I'm with this lady. We look at the movie for about an hour, and that's the only time I'm.
Well, that's it. So you did try to make the move. Oh, Pop.
Why? Look, Alan.
Why not?
The years, the
days
days
become
become years, months,
the
and
same
all of us,
BS.
the same, that's right, right. That have no control
I
of.
know.
Another year passes.
Yeah,
another.
but the point is, though, that, better today than tomorrow.
No, that's what it's all about. Why? No,
Because
again.
you're here today.
No, so again,
You got to do it.
it's going to be done, and
Okay.
and you'll meet her. I mean,
I've seen all the other ones.
everybody, almost all my family met the people that I went out
Right,
with.
that's true.
Yeah, really.
We went out to eat with
I don't
Norma.
Norma.
Yeah.
Now, with Norma, it's a shame. One
the
day I
stroke.
don't see her,
Right.
and I never saw her after that. Why? Again, and her son is a PhD.
Right, and her ex-husband was Herman Badillo,
A
borough president
a
of
wonderful
Manhattan.
woman.
I mean, the Bronx.
But they don't want to talk about it. I ask her, is she alive?
Right.
Is she alive? No one talks about things like that.
Well, what can you do? But you know what? There are some alive women over there. So
I know, Alan, and
Yeah.
there it is. I talk with them, I kid around with them,
Right.
and time passes.
Right.
And time passes good. I mean,
Right.
no,
So do you
no,
think?
no big
so
deal.
you liked even though this woman that you tried to kiss, who shrugged it off, she still likes you.
I see with her all the time,
But
but in a different situation.
Right.
Already, meaning, she has to make the move, not me. I already made my move. Alan, I'm learning. Oh, Michael, I'll
And
never
it's the
forget.
same, right? Tell I like this.
Wait, Michael, my grandson, once said to me, I said, Michael, I'm kidding around there. I think I should do this. I think, Zadie, don't think, do.
And also, who said, "I feel like a teenager"? You are a teenager.
You are. Oh,
That's the line. So it's the same thing. In other words, it never gets easier, right?
easier it can't.
No, I mean, to make the move, it's difficult.
It's the same difficulty today, tomorrow, a year from now.
So
the same
it doesn't matter how old you are.
It doesn't make it. Oh, one other thing you have to do, again,
Yes.
the first thing you have to tell them is, I never heard it. No, that's an old story, but I never heard of anybody going out with a 100-year-old person. What? No, that hasn't happened yet.
But it is amazing. I still can't believe that a 100-year-old person is still so interested in in going out.
Now, suppose I tell you that many times in the elevator, 5 women and me, and I kid around, and one of them actually says that, look, he's 100 years old, and look how he's acting with us. No, Alan, that is happening.
I know, and I remember I remember once, it was either when Mom was in the hospital or you were in the hospital. I think it was Mom, and you were flirting with one of the nurses, and you were probably 95 years old at the time, and the nurses just let you flirt, and they'd come up to me saying, "You're not like your father, are you?" I said, "Great, thanks a lot, Pop." No, but it was like you always had the move, and you still have it. Some people got the move, some people don't. You have it.
Again, I don't know anything about that. I never, again, when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, come on. How many times have you gone up to ladies, put your arm around them and sing to them? I mean, you've done that so many times. How many times, Pop?
Many, many, many times. Many, Alan.
I know.
And I'm going to be doing that
Forever.
And again,
It works.
it works. And it's good.
It makes them feel good.
Wait. I know it's going to. I want them to feel good.
That's it. It makes them feel good.
It makes them.
That's what I said.
It makes them feel good.
Right, because I remember you came to visit me. I've said this story. I was working at the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I was their CFO, and my assistant was there. And oh no, it wasn't. It was National Center for Learning Disabilities, and my assistant was there. Beautiful young lady, 21, 22 years old. And you were going to the dentist. You had a dentist that was on the east side in Manhattan,
Yes.
One of the colleges.
Oh, NYU.
NYU. So you came to visit my office, and I introduced you to Jill. I think that was her name, my assistant. And you put your arm around her, and you looked around, and you started singing. How's the song go? If I'm not with the one I love.
Oh,
I love the
the
one
I'm with.
Right, I'm near. And you sang that, and they never They never push away when you
No,
do
they
that.
don't push you, Alan.
They never push away.
They don't push you.
If I do it, they push away. But when you do it, they never do. And that's always been the
If
case.
I'm not near the one I love the one I'm near. And Alan,
It works every
and
single
I don't
time.
stop doing it.
I know. And you're still doing it?
Still doing it. It's good.
And it still works?
It still works. They laugh.
Right.
I laugh.
And you still got it, but you got them in your arms.
And also like, that's another thing. If we don't say anything, I come in there, some woman says, winks her eye,
Yeah.
goes like this. In other words,
You're still looking good, Pop, right?
I try, Alan.
And that's, the other thing is, I remember there were a couple of times a few years ago, which thank God it hasn't been happening, but you were, a couple of times you were sick. You had a cold that you wound up getting sick, and I had to stay over at your place. Every morning you get up, you shave, you take care of yourself, you
That's
dress
right.
nice, and not everybody takes care of
I
themselves.
know. No, I hear it not at our table, but I hear from. Look, he hasn't even 2 days already, and he hasn't taken a shave.
Right.
But again, is it important?
Yes. You know why? Because it just, well, it's not important. It's who you are. That's important. You always were concerned. I remember when I was a little kid, I'd watch you. You shaved every day.
See?
You know, you took care of yourself every day.
To me, it was when something is normal.
Right.
I do it.
Yeah, but some people, I guess, what that to me means is like you have hope. It's like some people.
Oh, wait a minute again.
You take care of yourself because you know there's
Alan,
hope.
Bragging.
Yeah.
We have a new a person who teaches yoga. What do you call it? Whatever it's
Like
an instructor.
Instructor, right.
Instructor.
Thanks.
So I saw her about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Then I saw her again today because I've been taking. I saw her not today, yesterday or the day.
Right.
And she came over to me. You know, I'm believing something you told me. You said, be an optimist.
Right.
I said, you don't know what that has done to me. I am an optimist now. I am the thing. I never thought of that. I had it in me, but now I call myself an optimist. Thank you. And the people are listening.
Right.
I'm smiling. I forgot about it.
Right. Well, you've influenced a lot of people. I know you've influenced Matt, our director today. I mean, you've influenced a lot of people, the people that you people look at you and you represent someone who is still optimistic at 100 years old. I mean, give me a break.
No, but
Who's optimistic anymore?
now, that I don't understand, Alan.
I mean, look at the world we're living in. It is kind of difficult to be optimistic in this world that we're living in. But yet, it's like you're above it. You know what I mean? It's like let all the mishigas, all the craziness,
yes.
that's happening outside of who you are, or something like that.
And the only way for me, if I don't do it, I'm the one who's in trouble.
Right. So you're hurting yourself.
I think I'm hurting myself, Alan.
Right.
And I don't think I'll ever stop doing it.
Good.
Why? Because again, it's a positive.
But it's who you are.
It's a positive thing, Alan.
Right.
And again,
So how come I didn't get that from you, Pop? I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. You should have given it to me. I think I got more Mom,
At that time, Alan.
Mom was a little bit more negative, right? I mean, let's be
no,
a
never.
little bit. No, she wasn't giving me a
Mom,
break. That's,
If it wasn't for Mom,
no, but I mean, she was a little bit more cautious.
she had to be.
She was a little bit more skeptical of people, And you had that skepticism, but it never. But you lived in your own little world, so.
And it worked out. It worked out for me, even to be in the Army.
Right.
It was with her help, with my folks. But and again, to go and meet two little girls, Jewish. What kind of stupid soldiers?
Right, you're in France, right?
In France.
And you meet these two orphans, right? Were they orphans?
Orphans.
Right.
Oh, the parents are dead. Wait, Alan. But the funny thing, what did I want to say? The men are dead.
Right.
I'm looking for Jewish people. I go to Le Marais. I was finally found out where it was. And I go and I see these two little girls. And all of a sudden, life changed for me.
Right.
Alan, it really changed for
It changed
me,
for them too.
and it changed for Mom.
Right.
You know, she came over here. She was adopted.
Unbelievable. But
Again, what kind of
what kind of soldier doesn't?
What kind of-
yeah,
what kind of-
soldier goes and brings two kids that are orphans in France and brings them to the United States.
Wait a minute. And then to do something like this, all right, I speak to Mom,
Yeah.
and I tell her to go to bazaars
Right.
and to buy dresses for any
Right.
kind of dresses. Well, so I got packages Alan,
From the United States to France
to France, packages.
during World War II.
And in the beginning, they must have looked over, what is it called?
Inspect.
Not inspected.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's use
whatever
inspect.
the word is, inspected, and they pass it. And now I get a big box,
Right.
and give it to the kids. They would use some of it.
Right.
They would give it to some. They finally had relatives in Paris, so they moved to Paris.
Right.
And we left that place, and they sold most of it.
I'm sure.
And because they sold, Mom would buy it for about a quarter.
Right.
No, really, because she bought bulk.
Right.
Alan, and who does a thing like
No
that?
one.
Alan, no one. And not only that, until the Battle of the Bulge,
Right.
9 months later,
Right.
that's how long I went with those two girls. And again,
And it changed your life.
it changed my life, Alan. Why did it change my life? Because again, later on, David and I went, we received a letter from them. They lived up in Muncie, wherever that, and we met them. They
I was there too.
Adopted
We
Alan.
have pictures. I have pictures.
I know it. They were adopted. Again, so here you have a soldier that does things like that.
Right. So you were always kind of like weird. You're always trying to do the right thing. And,
I don't know what. Wait. It could have one time something could have been a wrong thing,
What?
and I'm positive it was gonna. I'll tell you.
What?
Wait. I'm
You
telling
better
you.
tell me
first
soon, because the clock
what?
is ticking.
All right. No, all right. What? One day, these two girls come over to me and say, "There's going to be a meeting." What kind of meeting? Who goes to meeting? Oh, they took me to.
Yeah, that's quick.
First of all, before that, they took me to the Folie Bergère.
Right.
They took me to
All the theaters.
And I would take them to the opera.
Right.
And we saw. And now we went to a meeting. What kind of meeting? A man is coming from Russia, back here. Well, the head of the Communist Party. Wait a minute. The head of the Communist Party in France.
Right.
So what do you want? Please, there's a meeting. And the place is called Valdiv, like the Madison Square Garden.
Right.
All right, you want to go? I went. We went there. I thought there were there were other soldiers. I was the only soldier.
And you're in uniform.
And in uniform. That's
Right.
what a uniformed soldier. And he came in and they were shouting, and I'm looking with the girls. There was a platform and people walking up there. These two, come on, go up there and say hello to them. Are you mad? But the other goes away. Eventually, she ran away.
Right.
Never heard from her again.
Okay.
But this, I went up there. Yeah. Wait, Alan, that's what I did.
You got to talk.
I went up there
Yeah.
and
Shook his
I
hand.
said, no, bonjour, bon chance, bon signe. An American, un soldat American, yeah. I go downstairs, and I did it, a big deal.
Next day.
No, what kind of next day? All of a sudden, the tap on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I turn around, an American guy there. I'm a reporter.
Right.
What are you a reporter for?
Herald Tribune.
The Herald Tribune.
I know.
The French Herald Tribune. Right. He said, I said, look.
What's your name?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
He said,
We better go soon. It's only 5 minutes.
wait, he said, I want to interview you.
Right.
I said, no. Look, I want to interview you. I'm from the Herald Tribune. We have a New York part. Interview me. What's your name? Where do you live? And everything. I wrote it down. The next day, Mom is working in the office. and all the people are looking at her.
Right.
And when they were on the way home, the girls always read the Herald Tribune.
Right.
Mama's reading the paper in the subway.
She screams.
And one of these people who shook their hands was
Max.
T5 Max Bendich, and lives over here.
And I heard, you told me this, that my grandmother, my mother's mother, was a big celebrity because of that.
Right. I was going to say, and no, people came from all over. She lived in the Bronx, wanted to find out who it was. Alan.
All this crazy.
Life was good, Alan.
Isn't it funny how those things happen, where all of a sudden, out of obscurity, something like that happens?
All right.
You have a couple of more minutes.
Okay. Then I did one other thing.
What?
We went to services, Jewish services.
Right.
And in the beginning, all the Jews are dead.
Right.
But there were 5, one of them with one arm.
Right.
They came. And I went and I met the lady living in Pennsylvania. They wrote letters.
Right.
I would put it into a letter of mine, send it home, and Mom would send it to the people.
See, that's nice.
And except one woman came and was going to arrest Mom. And how much money are you making on that? Oh, she almost went on.
So you were getting messages out from friends.
Whoever heard. And the next week.
Well, how about wait, real quick. How about when you were you were sending messages to Mom, wrapped in.
What are you talking about?
Sounds quick. You got to do it quick.
We came over on the Mauritania. I bought a card on the Mauritania. I bought a paper, and I wrote, no, this is what I have been doing.
So you were writing notes to Mom on Mauritania stationery, and she trying to tell her that I'm on the Mauritania, but you weren't allowed to say that you were on the Mauritania, right? And they didn't know.
So look, for me,
yes.
And later on I told you differently, life in the Army was good for me.
I know.
I made it that way.
You had a good life in the Army, you said.
And you're not supposed to say that. I found a home in the Army. That's for the gold bricks, you say. And now I found a home here, Alan. Right. I found a home here.
And you found a home on this show, right?
Oh, with you, Alan. I never, look. Hey, man, say, Dad, I want to interview you. What are you talking about? And from that moment on, Alan.
Right. We never stopped talking.
I never stopped talking with you.
Right.
I never spoke to you in my life.
Yeah. Who the hell wanted to speak to you?
Alan, but it shows you, Alan.
Yeah.
It can be done.
Yes. And it's wonderful. It's life is good,
For me.
And life is good for me too. I just honestly, at some point, I'd love to retire because then I could do this stuff, this show and Scriptless, and I'd like to go on auditions again. But I'm so tired between this show and Scriptless. I don't go to any more auditions. I kind of miss that part, But with working full time, it's tough.
And you don't see. Usually I tell the women, you don't see yourself. Right. How beautiful I see you, and that's what. Right. You don't see yourself.
Right.
I see you, and I see how hard it is that you are doing. Really, you do things that you think you have to.
But one thing very important to me is to make sure that we have our 2 shows every month, because and I want it to continue forever.
And I can assure you that's not easy. I don't care what you say.
Well, it's part of life. And to me, it's a very important part of life. This stuff that we do is very important to me. It's important to. It must be important to you too, right?
I know before you want me to go. With your brother,
yes.
Something like that can never be done. Right. And with Miriam, definitely your sister,
right.
to do something like this. Why? You're crazy? I'm going to sit down.
So who's good about this is Wendy, because she lets me do this stuff. So.
It's always the wife, Alan.
Right.
Believe me. When people say about me, I say, no, it's my wife. Whether you like it.
And she supports this. I mean, and she also says, Alan, you look like crap. You should rest. Sure you want to do this? And I say, this is the most important thing in my life. Really, this show and Scriptless are the 2 most important. Well, there's one other thing that's more important. That's you. And then there's only one thing left to say. That's a wrap. Good night, folks.